cheers to a new year. Happy 2025, happy new year. How are you guys feeling about this year? I feel like I'm feeling like about the coming year, or well, we're in it now. I feel really good. I think I feel incredibly hopeful, and I'm not really sure why. I've been trying to think, and I think it's just because this past year, I do feel like I grew and changed quite a bit for various reasons, really in the past 2 years. And so I just feel like I'm still on that train, and that is a good feeling. I think part of it is just being in my mid 30s. I don't know, but it's just a good feeling. It's funny because I'll have, I have some friends that are younger than me and I have some friends that are older than me. And it's kind of fun being sandwiched in between that, because I've got friends that are turning 40 or in their 40s. And so they'll talk about, oh boy, turning 40. And then I've got friends that are just now turning 30, and they'll talk about, that fear that, I don't know, fear is maybe not the right word, but just that feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm turning another decade older. And it's always endearing on the other end of it, because you know what maybe you felt like in that time, but you also know more because you've lived into that decade or whatever. And so it's just kind of fun. I can imagine how I'll feel when I'm in my 40s and 50s and 60s, God willing, etc. So anyway, where am I even going with this? I don't know. I also want to thank Thrive Market for sponsoring a part of this video we'll talk about in just a minute. I always do a video like this, just kind of catching up, reflecting on the last year, sharing maybe some goals and thoughts for the new year, maybe any changes I'm planning on making. And I think I've done it every year for the past few years. And what was cool was I was able to go back in my notes and find my previous year's goals, my words for the year, and reflect on how far I have come. And you guys, if you've never done that, just open the notes app on your phone, type in a couple of things you want to work on. And most of my goals are not like, I want to weigh this amount at a certain point, or it's usually like an internal thing I want to work on. And I'll kind of share some of the things I mean. And it is wild to see, like, wow, 2 years ago, I was really hoping I would be more like this and less like this. And I would say that I am now. And it's pretty empowering to realize how far you do come in those kind of intangible ways. So one of the things I definitely work on in the new year is focusing on our health and trying to make sure that we're eating cleaner foods, healthier foods, especially when it comes to snacks and when I'm meal planning. And so I do want to thank Thrive Market for sponsoring this part of the video. I want to share a quick little grocery haul with you guys of some things I picked out for the new year, for us, for the kids, that I feel like are just slightly healthier swaps. And of course, some favorites that we love too. So if you are not a Thrive Market member, first of all, I've been working with them for years, but I pay for my own annual membership. I absolutely love it. We order from it once or sometimes twice a month, depending, and orders over $49 shipped for free, which is a game changer for us. But this is where we order coffee, olive oil, pantry staples, baking stuff, but then also if we know there are certain meals we make every month, we get some of those ingredients. I'll show you some for our Mexican night we're wanting to have that are so good. But then also our go-to snacks, both for us and for the kids. And like I said, we're trying to do some healthier swaps. So some of our favorite snacks are, for example, these bad boys right here, Chomps. These are beef sticks. They are amazing. They're 10 grams of protein, 0 sugar, grass-fed and finished beef. They are such a great filling snack throughout the day. And I'm someone that I like to have something salty in the middle of the day, and this really satisfies. And bonus points that it's got that 10 grams of protein. We got this little pack of miniature bags, miniature, you know what I mean? The Annie's Cheddar Bunnies, the girls love these. We have realized, especially with the 2-year-old, having a snack that is in its own pouch is almost better, because she's learned that, okay, if the bag is empty, that's that. It's gone, it's all gone. But if we have her snack cup and fill that, she knows she can ask for more and get refills. And so it's one of those things that, at least for these few months while she's the age she's at, individually wrapped bags has been a game changer for us. Oh, I also wanted to try this brand, 3 Wishes. This is their granola. We love this in yogurt. I mean, I'll just grab a handful of granola. Come on, it's so good. This flavor is chocolate almond, and it's also grain-free if you are looking for that. It's another thing that Thrive Market excels at is you can filter their site, because they sell so many things, not just food, but so much more. You can filter it by whatever you want. Literally hundreds, if not thousands of different ways you can filter it. Gluten-free, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, low FODMAP, like you name it, you can sort it that way. It is so, so cool. So if you are someone that eats a certain way, or you're just trying to avoid certain things, you will very easily be able to find what you're looking for, which I love. My sister at one point was doing the Whole30 diet for medical reasons, and she was able to just filter by Whole30 and find things. And Whole30 can be really tricky. So she was able to find things that fit within those parameters on Thrive Market. So game changer. Well, one of my probably most purchased things, decaf cold brew. It is very hard, by the way, to find decaf cold brew. This stuff tastes amazing. I'll either do just this in the afternoon on ice, or I'll do half like the coffee from the morning, you know what I mean? That has caffeine, and half this. It's a game changer for me because I was definitely consuming too much caffeine, and this has made it so that I feel like I'm still drinking iced coffee in the afternoon, you know? Because I am, it's just decaf. But speaking of coffee, they are like the best deal in town on coffee, especially if you're looking for organic coffee. This is their breakfast blend, whole bean, they have ground, they have so many different kinds, and this is a big bag. Another thing we love about Thrive Market is so many of these things, we really do save money. On this order alone, we saved a big chunk. I'll pop on the screen there how much we saved this time. So if you're already shopping for these certain ways of eating, whether it's organic or whatever, it's worth a look. Like I'm telling you, I have gotten so many family members and friends on board, and they love it too. So this is what I was saying for the meal plan. I got some of these ranchero beans. I don't think we've tried the siete refried beans. I don't think we've tried the ranchero ones. That just sounds really good. So we're gonna do a taco night soon, and especially Tyler loves beans. If you know, you know. Oh. Primal Kitchen is one of my favorite brands for their like sauces. They're usually nice and clean. This one is the Yum Yum sauce. I love this kind of sauce on different bowls we'll make for dinner, and so I'm very excited to try their version of it. One of my favorite healthier snacks is straight up chickpeas. These are my favorite flavor, the Rockin' Ranch. I've tried all of them at this point. There's like a honey one that's kind of sweet that's pretty good, but the ranch is like, these I can't put down. They're that good. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I get more than one? I should have. This is a family favorite. These are the Simple Mills honey cinnamon little like graham crackers. They're really, really tasty. So one of our favorite like wine down drinks is the Kin Euphorics drinks. This one's my personal favorite, the Kin Bloom. I talk about it all the time. It's really hard to find. So the fact that Thrive Market sells it is amazing. Although I say that, I discovered it on Thrive Market, but I've tried to find it like in store and I can't find it anywhere. The Poppy, Doc Pop is probably one of my favorite flavors. These are amazing. I definitely don't drink one of these every day. For a while I was, and I think it was a little bit too much prebiotic, or you know what I mean? But once or twice a week has been perfect, and I so enjoy the Doc Pop flavor. It kind of tastes like Dr. Pepper, you know? And then, so I told you they don't just sell food, they sell so many other things. Skincare, baby care, makeup, beauty, home stuff, lots of non-toxic, clean things if that's what you're looking for. Blue Land, I have used their soaps I've really liked. And I've recently been using their dishwasher tablets, but I didn't have this. This is the set you can get on there, and it's a tin, and you put your little tablets in there, and it's so nice. And then you can just buy the refills in the future and just keep the tin. I wanna show you, this is what they look like, the little tablets. They have been doing a great job. You know, I'm always like, is it gonna actually clean my dishes? My dishes are just as clean as they've always been. So love that kind of cleaner swap, you know what I mean? So yay for having this cute tin. So if you have never tried it, you've heard me talking about it this many times, you've got to check it out. I think you will be surprised by how much you love it, how much money you save. And I feel like the new year is a great time to try something new, try new snacks, try different swaps. So if you want to check out Thrive Market, you can get 30% off your first order plus a free gift worth up to $60 by going to thrivemarket.com/JessicaBraun. And they are having their New Year's sale right now. So you can save 30% off additionally off of a bunch of their top brands. Pretty sure Siete, Three Wishes, Poppy, like there is a lot that is a part of this sale. So it's their top brands. So definitely check it out. You can get that 30% off sale savings on top of the 30% off your first order and the free gift. So it is an awesome time to join. I will have the link and all of that information down in the description box and in a pinned comment for you. Thank you so much, Thrive Market, for continuing to support my channel into 2025. Let's reflect on the last year. I feel like, let me unlock this and pull up my note. I was typing out, and you know when you get in a rhythm and you're just like, you're going, you know what I mean? That's how I felt last night talking through all of this. So my words of the year, I usually pick 3 words for the year. And last year, my 3 words were rest, routine, and gentleness. And so when I think about like, okay, how did I do? Did I work towards those ideologies, whatever you call it? Rest, I would say yes. I've definitely released myself. And this was what I had in mind when I was thinking about rest being an important part of my life. I've released myself from the guilt of taking 15 minutes for myself to take a nap on the couch in the middle of the day if I need it. Or like, you know, on a Sunday afternoon while the kids are happily playing with their dad, I've released myself from the guilt of, instead of doing dishes, taking 20 minutes to go lay in the hammock in the backyard in the summer. Like, that used to fill me with so much guilt that I should either be with the kids or being productive, cleaning the house, which is how I spend all of my time, that it got to that unhealthy level of like, I am never doing anything to recharge my own batteries. And I can't be the mom I wanna be and the wife I wanna be and the just human I wanna be without, from time to time, recharging my own batteries. So I'm really proud of that. And if that is something you know you should work on, I would recommend making that a plan or a goal for the year, because I feel like naming it is half of the battle. Routine, I think I was just craving a little more structure in my day. We definitely got it because as Genevieve started kindergarten, it just kind of naturally happened that we were on more of a schedule. We're definitely up early in the morning, you know, all of that. So it's been great. I've been able to fit in more of a routine with fitness. I've been, you know what I mean? All of it just kind of aligned a little bit better. And then my third one, gentleness. I do think I have been more patient in my day-to-day life than I tend to be, than I feel like I'm wired to be. I certainly don't think I'm perfect. I feel like that is just something I can always work on, but I do think I've been better. And so that one, I think I've improved. Quickly going through just some of my goals from last year and how I feel like I did. And I'm curious what, if you did set any goals last year, or even just taking a minute to think back, like, okay, my last year, like, how have I changed? I think if you take the time to think about it, you might surprise yourself. For me, one of my goals was to be on my phone less. I feel like the first half of the year, I was really good about this. Like, you know, you can set the timers on your thing so it'll like lock the app and all that. And I do think that's helpful because it'll show you like, hey, you've been on Instagram for 30 minutes. That's enough. It's enough of your life on Instagram for the day, whatever. But I definitely feel like I've slipped the last few months. I'm not as good. I'm on my phone more. So I want to be better about leaving it in the other room when I'm with the kids, or like leaving the other room when me and Tyler are finally getting some time to spend together. So I'm better for sure. I'm definitely more aware, but still not quite where I personally want to be. And I really feel like the equation is just leaving it in the other room. Like, if you can't see it, out of sight, out of mind, there's something to that for sure. I wanted to find a routine with prayer and praying. And I would piggyback that with like reading the Bible. I've realized the only guaranteed time I have each day that I could choose what I want to do, guaranteed, is at night before bed. Because that is the time that no matter what, the kids are in bed, hopefully asleep, you know. And so I have that bit of time where I'm like, that's usually, you know, I'll do my skincare routine, etc. I'll sit in bed, maybe read the Bible, read a book. And so I'm like, that has to be when I can build in that prayer routine. And I do think I've been better about it. Better, not perfect. That's kind of, you know, that's the goal, right? You want to be better. You're never going to be perfect at any of this stuff. But I've been trying to find more random times throughout the day to pray. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit when I talk about solitude for this year. I also wanted to continue taking classes I enjoy, so I was doing a Bible study. I did that for most of the year. The last few months, the place I was doing it like stopped doing it, and then it was on a different day, and then so it kind of just fell by the wayside. So this year I have it on my calendar to like actually look it up and sign up again. Also, I said continue to set a reading goal. So sometimes I wonder with reading goals, I wonder if you feel the same, if you do set one. Like my goal, I think this year my goal was 30 books, and I think I got to like 27 or 28. Pretty good. But I can't decide if goals actually push me to read more, or if I'm like this year especially, I was just reading when I could read, and naturally I fell into about 28 books. And of course some are way longer than others. Some just take longer because they're a little bit harder to read, whatever. So I'll probably still set a goal for myself. I had taken mine down from 35 books to 30 for 2024. So I might just leave it at 30, maybe make it 25, but then it's like, well, why am I even setting a goal? Like, it's not necessary. I'm just reading what I want. So that's all, just something I'd been thinking about, whether I'm even gonna do a reading goal again or not. I have to say, I have not talked this much for this long in a row in a while, so it's like taking it out of me. You guys are like, okay. But you know, right now I'm filming this in the week between Christmas and New Year's, and it's been quieter. You know, we're playing with the kids, but it's not like sitting and filming videos, so I'm like, my voice is tired already. Gracious. Well, I need to fold some laundry and figured I'd kill two birds with one stone. I hope you're down for that. So my words for the year for 2025, I did one of those things, you know, on Instagram, I don't know if you've seen it, where it's like a big jumble of letters in a square, and it's like the first three words you see are the three words you need for this year, like your 3 words for the year, whatever. And I always kind of roll my eyes at them, but then I do it. And so of course I'm looking and I'm trying to find the words, and I've seen a bunch of other people do it and what their words were. And I'm like, I'm not seeing any words. Finally, all of a sudden, rapid fire, I see 3. And the 3 words I saw were strength, purpose, and alignment. One thing I've definitely talked a decent amount about here recently is just adjustments to my channel. Nothing crazy big, but just adjusting my channel to kind of align with what I'm doing at this point in my life. You know what I mean? I originally started, I'm not going to get too deep into this because I've talked about it a lot lately, but I originally started as a makeup channel and then I veered into vlogs. So I've kind of done both. If you saw, I mean, I just got rid of like 85% of my makeup collection, like literally all of it, except for what fits in here. And I love it. And by the way, I've been living with just that much makeup for the past, you know, couple weeks since I filmed that video. And it's been great. I haven't missed a thing. It's incredible. So anyway, my point is, I feel like I'm just in a very different spot than I was when I started my channel over 10 years ago, etc. And so adjustments and changes are going to be made. And I feel like this is kind of a year for me that I really want to like buckle down on what does that look like? What does that mean for my channel? What do I want that to look like? And I'm still not, if I'm being honest, totally certain, but I'm excited about it. And I feel this like newfound like zeal for my channel and what it could be. And one thing that's always tricky is like changing course on a channel, but I realize I'm like, I already have though. Like my ratio of like makeup videos to let's say vlog content has been pretty much 50-50 this past year. And now we're at a point where my vlogs tend to do better than the makeup content, and I'd rather do the vlogs. So I think I'll still do makeup content. It just might be more infused in other videos. And then from time to time, standalone. We'll see though. You know what I mean? That's what I've been really thinking about and praying about a lot lately is just that guidance. And so seeing strength, purpose, and alignment was pretty, I was like, ooh. So I don't know if those 3 are gonna be my words, but I think some of them will be. Probably alignment. And then the other words I was thinking is solitude. So Tyler and I were talking last night and just having kind of a heart to heart. And I was like, this will make me emotional because what a year it's been, huh? Like some of us, we've had ups and downs. Some of us have had like the worst year of our lives. Some of us have had the best year of our lives. Some of us have just had kind of a blah year. But the beauty of a new year is that you do kind of feel, and I guess I'll speak for myself, I do feel like this kind of sense of being reborn in a way. And it's so funny because your surroundings don't change when it's the new year. Like not much changes, but it's amazing the power of that kind of rebirth, like how that can feel and how it can change your viewpoint on certain things. And so I love the new year. I genuinely do. So solitude is something I was telling Tyler about. I was like, you know what I feel like I've gotten better about this year? Being alone in the quiet. And what I mean by that is think about how many times you're like alone, maybe you're lounging in your bed or on the couch and you're like, well, I'm just sitting here. Like I'll turn on the TV or I'll scroll my phone or I'll whatever. We are hard pressed to find a time where we actually experience true solitude in a good way. And that is something I've worked on. Like, okay, here's the perfect example. And some of you guys are gonna be like, I am the same way as you. So if Tyler and I are watching TV at night and the kids are in bed, if he leaves the room like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, or hey, I gotta go upstairs and do something, I'll be back down in a few minutes. So we'll pause the show we're watching, whatever, and I'm just sitting there. What do? I grab my phone, of course, and scroll Instagram or whatever. And I'm sure everyone else watching this is like, yep. So lately, what I've been kind of forcing myself to practice is when he leaves the room and those kinds of, I mean, that's a specific circumstance, but it's one that happens, you know? I have trained myself to just sit in the silence and just kind of look around. And I have had some of my greatest thoughts and realizations when I'm just kind of sitting there thinking or praying or whatever it is, meditating, if that's what you're into, whatever. Because we have so few times that we actually can, especially if you have kids running around, it's never quiet. But even still, when you do have the quiet times, you're probably grabbing your phone or you're probably doing whatever. So really leaning into those moments of solitude. They don't have to be big hour-long things, but even just a couple minutes during the day. I think it's healthy for our mental health, our brain power, just everything. So I'm gonna go grab, I have another, it was a big towel day, okay? Just had a realization. I feel like what I want my channel to be is I want it to feel cozy and welcoming. I want it to feel like we are just friends hanging out, because when I'm filming a lot of like the vlogs and stuff, I think that's why I like them. It feels like I'm hanging out with you guys. It doesn't feel so formal. Like back when I started doing vlogs, I won't get too deep in the weeds about my channel because I know not everyone cares about like the behind the scenes, you know, the stuff. But one thing I've always enjoyed watching is like vlogs that are really curated and pretty. You know what I mean? But I've realized in recent years, and so I would, my point is I would attempt to kind of be more like that. But what I've realized over the years is that vlogs I now watch exclusively are ones that are more chill, every day, like you're hanging out, and it doesn't feel like so aspirational. Does that make any sense? So my point is, I just feel like that is what I want my channel to be. So I think if as I'm creating content, I have that in my mind, it'll hopefully reflect in the way that I'm hoping it does. Maybe it already does, I don't know. You let me know your thoughts, especially if you've been around a while. All of our beach towels were dirty. This is mostly a beach towel and like kitchen towel load because Felicity got a play sink and she'll play with it like at our kitchen island. And it's got like real water. It's so much fun. Gigi had a similar one when she was younger and she loved it. But boy, did she get water everywhere. So we've used a lot of the beach towels. All right, so continuing on, authenticity is the other word. And I think that connects to kind of what I was just talking about. That's why I was thinking about it with like what I want my channel to be. Because I think in non-cyber life, with people I meet and people I know in my life, I would like to think that I am pretty authentic. I think I used to kind of put on more, not put on airs, but just you think you have to perform a certain way. But I think as I've gotten older, I've just shed a lot of that and let a lot of that go. And I think that's why a lot of my social anxiety isn't there anymore, because I've just kind of, I don't know, released myself from these, what I think are people's expectations of me. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, I think my 3 words for the year will be alignment, solitude, and authenticity. So some goals I have for 2025, or plans, I should say. Like I said, enjoying more solitude. Like when else do we have that quiet in our life? And I think that connects to what I was talking about earlier about like not feeling guilty when I do take rest. Same thing, like enjoy the solitude within that. So this is another one I have been working on, but I want to be more specific about it. I want to take the lead on more things in my life. I feel like I can tend to be the person, and I've tried to figure out why I am this way. I'm like, okay, I'm one of 6 kids. I was one of the younger ones. Like, I tend to just go with the flow. Like, I'm a planner, don't get me wrong. I love to plan things. But as a general rule, like, I'm not the instigator for a lot of things. And I want to work on that. Like, even within our own little family, like planning ahead and saying, okay, this weekend, let's go do a picnic. And like planning that instead of always doing everything last minute and never really having the time to plan because I didn't think ahead. Again, that's kind of a weird example, and I don't know that that's even a good example, but I feel like I let things happen to me versus making them happen myself. Does that make any sense? I wish I could think of a better example. Can you guys think of any examples? I don't know. Got our Christmas towels. We obviously still have our Christmas decor up. And I'm filming this. You guys, I think, are seeing it on, well, early January, of course, but I'm filming this on like the day before New Year's Eve. So we're like, yeah, maybe we'll, and we still haven't taken down our Christmas decor. I'm in no rush. I'm kind of excited to have it put away, you know, when you get to that point, but at the same time, it's like, oh, but it took so much work. So I'll journal like in my little notebook here, but a lot of those are more like church notes. It was originally supposed to be just anything and everything, and it was, but that's generally when I would actually journal. But I want to journal more about like my kids and what's going on in my life, because I feel the time slipping away, and I feel myself forgetting already. And so I've looked into like those, you know, baby books. I did one with Genevieve when she was younger, and I started one with Felicity, but I'm already way behind and I've already forgotten so much. So I saw, like, I keep getting fed this ad that's like, you know, didn't start a baby, you know, here's the baby book for those that didn't start it from the beginning or something like that, which is genius business model, first of all. But I want to look into that. I might consider it. But beyond just that, like just having these memories written down somewhere, because boy, what I wouldn't give to like be able to see my parents' thoughts and feelings when I was younger. Not just like about me as a kid, but about just their lives and stuff. Like, man. So Tyler is really great about journaling. He uses this app called Day One. I've started using it. It's really cool. You can like print out the journals at the end of the, well, whenever you want actually. And so it's kind of like Storyworth, if you heard of that, but it's like your own journal. It'll give you prompts if you want them. You don't have to. He adds pictures. So he's got some like hardbound and printed and on his shelf. Like it's really kind of cool. So that's something I want to work on. I was writing a Day One journal yesterday in bed. Plus I like that you can type it, because you know how it is. Like sometimes you can't write as quickly as your brain works, but I can type quicker for sure. And so on that note that like I feel like things are slipping away, I feel like I have got to soak it up. I literally wrote soak it up, soak it up, soak it up. It's so easy to get stuck in the, you know, daily tasks that need to be done, and they need to be done. That just is what it is, like dishes, laundry, whatever, but not always placing the most importance on that and having a clean home and remembering it really is a balance, and I can't forget to just be with my kids, you know, instead of being with them for 10 minutes, be with them for 20 minutes, be with them for an hour. And I'm saying that like I spend a ton of time with them. I play with them. We do all kinds of stuff together, but you know what I mean? You can always do more. And although I do feel like a lot of the parental guilt that I used to feel is gone, I just know that time flies, and you're reminded of it all the time, both on the internet and with, you know, people around you that have grown kids that are like, oh my gosh, like enjoy this time. It goes by so fast. And I know it does. Like I'll see baby pictures of Genevieve. She's 6, she's gonna be 7 this summer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like time is flying by. I can't dwell on it too long. It's too much. It really is too much. So just reminding myself to just soak it up as much as you can. Soak it up. I do think like fitness wise, I mentioned, you know, with Genevieve starting school, we've just had more of a routine. And so I've been able to work out more. But what I realized in December, I talked about it in our Vlogmas vlog series where we vlogged every day. Hey, if you're bored, go on back. I'll link the Vlogmas playlist. You can watch, you know, 25 days of vlogs in a row in December. I realized that like, I really do hold myself back. I won't lift as heavy of weights that I probably could, because I'm like, well, you know, this is what I'm used to doing, but then I never change it. I'll get stronger, but I never actually go up a pound or two in the weights I'm lifting. Or, you know, I'll always aim for a 30-minute workout, but sometimes I actually have the time and the ability to do longer, but I'm like, well, 30 minutes is good. But I know that if I had the time and the energy, if I were to do 45-minute workouts instead of 30, and I did that, you know, 4 times a week, whatever, that extra 15 minutes, 4 times a week, times every week of the year. Not that I would be that perfect at it, but you know what I mean? Okay, 15 minutes times 4 days a week, that's an hour, times, say 52. That is, so 1 hour. So it'd be an extra, okay, that's crazy. It's an extra hour a week. That's 52 more hours of working out by just adding 15 more minutes to your workout in a year. That's crazy. Like when you start to think about it, it's like, yeah, I guess I could push myself for 15 more minutes, or just tack on like, okay, I did a 30-minute walk or run. Now I'll do a, you know, 10 or 15-minute arm workout or something on YouTube or whatever. Like it's crazy when you actually add it up, isn't it? So those are kind of my goals, my thoughts for the coming year with my channel, with my life, with my inner mind, and also reflecting on last year. I hope you enjoyed this little chatty vlog whatever you want to call this video. This is the kind of content I want to do more often, so I hope you were into it. Let me know if you were. Give it a thumbs up. Comment below. What are your words for the year? If you've never done it, give it a try. I used to kind of think it was corny, but I actually think it's pretty empowering, especially if you put those words somewhere, you'll see it, like on the front of a journal or on the back of your Kindle or on Post-it notes in your bathroom, whatever. I think you'd be surprised by how much just seeing the words that you're wanting to focus on may change your life as you know, just is what it is. So thank you again to Thrive Market for sponsoring a part of this video. Again, if you want to get 30% off your first order and a free gift worth up to $60 and save another 30% with their New Year's sale right now, you can go to thrivemarket.com/jessicabraun. I'll have that link down below for you guys. And thank you guys so much for another great year. I'm so looking forward to this year. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.